man, I just keep getting hammered on the likes of YouTube, etc., by these so-called scientists that just say, hey, since I don't have a degree in molecular biology, or I am not some kind of quantum physicist, that I don't have a right to even bring up these discussions, to talk about evolution, to talk about first life, etc. The barb, the nastiness, the rhetoric, the four-letter words are really telling to me that somehow I have to speak within a box, and if I go outside this box, that somehow I believe in fairies or unicorns or flying spaghetti monsters. Now, let's just get to a point here that let's just talk about evolution. If I bring up the notion of macroevolution, everybody attacks me and says, I created that term. That's somehow some creationist term. Evolution is evolution. There's no such thing as macro, micro, etc. Okay, fine. We observe the microevolutionary change, the adaptation within kinds of creatures. And then we extrapolate backwards into a macroevolutionary change, or a progression of change from one kind to another over millions and millions of years. But my point is great, have your evolution. What I'm always trying to bring everybody back to is what about first space-time? What about first matter and energy? Get me that first DNA, that first information code. Obviously, evolution through natural selection only works if I have a first cell that can self-replicate, right? Otherwise, I have no selective advantage. I have no ability to proceed with the process of evolution. However, to have a self-replicating cell, I need information code. I need DNA in the first place. The question isn't the origin of species or the process of evolution. The question is the origin of first information, which all scientists now declare is impossible, if not improbable in the highest degree. And we've seen all sorts of crazy theories and speculations as a result. Get me first life. Get me first information out of goo. Get me first rationality. Give me a little squiggly algae-like protozoan, but what was the first thinking creature? The first consciousness, the first mind, first morality, first rationality? All of these questions are unanswered. The laws of physics themselves, the chemical properties themselves. I want answers for these firsts. Now, the answer I always get back is, that's not something we're dealing with in science right now. We're observing evolution. We're observing the process of change through selective advantage, mutation over time. Those are questions that haven't been answered yet. Those are questions that are somehow off the table until science gives us the answers. Why are they off the table? Why can't we have philosophical discussions, even theological discussions? Science is fantastic. Looking at the observational world is incredible. But why do we have to stop at these so-called boundaries? Why are we not allowed to jump over this hedge, so to speak? So I just wanted to toss this out there that somehow if I propose God as an alternative, that I somehow believe in a flying spaghetti monster, Pastafarianism, right? Whereas the scientist who proposes the landscape, have you seen this? The capital L landscape, this quantum void, this quantum physics of multiverses, of infinite space and time. The anthropic principle, that's the ultimate answer, right? We're here, so it must have happened. That sounds as much like a flying spaghetti monster when you really break it down. Just because I can use terms like anthropic principle or terms like the landscape that gives me infinite time and space to work with, somehow those are scientific terms. Those are okay. Those make me sound intelligent. But if I propose God, I believe in fairies and goblins.